team for life.
Keep going.
So, you're hearing a lot of stuff about large-scale combat operations. One of the things that...
LSCO.
Yeah, LSCO. Right? So, FID is something that is near and dear to most Green Berets' hearts. That is definitely one of the things that they are talking quite a bit more about. So, FID is Foreign Internal Defense. That's where we send Special Forces guys with Green Berets, not guys that fought in the UFC, but other guys, and teach people's military, which is part and parcel to their mission.
We do ISIS, right? So we did ISIS?
Yeah, it's also how we, basically took over Afghanistan with almost nobody.
Yeah.
So very, very good thing. The next thing you're going to hear a lot of, and I've got a story on this, is something called gray zone operations or gray zone ops. Sounds really fucking cool, right?
No.
Yeah.
The
So
gray kind of means like boring.
yeah. So gray zone is not that. Gray zone is operations. I have it written down here. Actions below the threshold of war.
The hell does that mean? It sounds like the gray zone.
Yeah, it's the gray zone.
Can we do anything about
so,
this?
So 2 days ago, France, the French Navy, actually didn't haul up a white flag. They actually went out and did some shit. Boarded and seized a tanker ship that is part of the Russian Shadow Fleet. The Russian Shadow Fleet, if you don't know.
I don't.
Oh, okay. So Russia has a lot of ships that are not registered in Russia, but they fly Russian flags. If you want a really good video on this, you need to go to Sal Macagliano's page.
Common spelling.
Yeah. What's going on with shipping? He can go deep into it. I recommend you do that because this is where one of the guys I get my information from. Sal's fantastic. He'll probably say Bob Almendeb about 1,000 times. So, France seized this Russian ship, which is part of their Shadow Fleet, which basically they can go, oh, that's not ours. It's like what's flying a Russian flag. So these are the guys that dragged an anchor across the seafloor and pulled up a bunch of telecommunications stuff. And,
Yep.
Well, and
I'm assuming Russia's not allowed to do that.
No, they are not.
Okay. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but I want to make sure.
So here's what this ship, one of 3 ships, is accused of doing. So on the 22nd of September, on the night of the 22nd of September.
Look at Jimmy's little desk.
I know. I'm over here like crammed in, but like. Yeah. On the night of the 22nd of September, this ship allegedly launched a drone swarm over the airport in Copenhagen, right? Not the dip, but Copenhagen, the city.
For all the people that are stupid and retarded, what's that city?
So Copenhagen,
what country is that? Germany.
Yeah,
Germany,
no,
right?
it is. No,
Yeah.
Copenhagen is not in Germany. Oh my God. So Copenhagen. Oh my God, you fucking
I thought it was
Philistines!
Germany, too.
You fucking Philistines! It's in Denmark. It's on the other side.
Yeah.
Germany.
Jesus Christ!
Germany
Idiots
had
in
all
the
that
chat
at
were
one-
This
at.
is why I'm here.
Germany had that all at one
If you
point,
guys
didn't
were by yourselves, it would be like 2 blondes.
That's all he has is a map of Europe, and then it's not even a computer.
Well,
it's just a
according to my
map.
calculations.
All right,
Close-
so
is it close to Germany?
It is, I mean, across a body of water, but close.
That's like saying Jersey, New York,
Jersey, Arizona,
City. It's all
something
the
like
same.
that.
Yeah. So this tanker ship is allegedly involved in launching a drone swarm that flew over the airport in Copenhagen, Denmark, and at night, and shut down the entire airport because they were afraid that airplanes are going to start crashing into these things.
So, in Denmark, that affects us how?
Okay, so Denmark's part of NATO.
Okay. Oh, that would be why.
Yeah,
Okay.
Denmark's part of NATO. So remember, attack on one is an attack on all.
Yeah, dude. God, that sucks being the biggest guy in the crew.
Yeah.
And like everybody's like, we're getting picked on. Like, dude, man. Like,
Can you
fucking-
guys please
yeah,
just put
handle it.
5% of your GDP into defense? So France went ahead because they're part of NATO, boarded and seized this ship, and now we have
What did the
one of the
French-
other problems.
The French did it?
That's what I said.
What, they
French.
just yell at
didn't.
them?
They didn't
Stop
even
it.
put up the white flag. No,
Stop it.
they did like fast
guns
roped
and
on,
stuff?
fast roped on.
Ooh.
Fucking
Oh,
hey,
wow.
yeah, you're gonna stop right now. Big destroyer next to him. The other thing that this ship supposedly did, and this is what they're looking for evidence for, is this drone sent a drone, the ship sent a drone over the sub-building yard in Kiel, Germany, where they are building brand new submarines to fight who? The Russians. Now I want you to think.
Wait. Germany's gonna fight Russia?
Yeah, they're part of NATO too, buddy.
I didn't. Would we allow them to have a military?
Yeah, they have a military.
They built
It's
that
called
wall and they
HAIR.
knocked the wall down.
HEER. HAIR. I mean, there's a whole video of a guy from the 82nd looking at a German paratrooper and going, who's firing a 50 cal and going, hey, it's a fucking machine gun. It's a machine gun. And because the kid's going, dut, 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 and he's like, okay. And then, dut, 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 and then people are like overlaying, the beach scene from Saving Private Ryan. Like he reached back to his father's. So I'll send you that video. But yeah, so they have a military. They also have a pretty good Navy. Germans notoriously good with submarines and tanks. So
The Blitzkrieg.
yeah, so they flew this drone over their sub-building pins to gather more information, which, again, this is all gray zone operations. These are acts that not quite war, but we're getting awful close. And this is something you need to be paying attention to if you're not, because one day you may wake up and they go, okay, we've had enough. Here's our docket of terribleness that the super negative bad guy villain, Bond villain type Putin petting his Persian cat in his swiveling chair has done, and now we're going to go to war with somebody. And remember, it only takes one. It only takes one in NATO.
Only takes one.
Yeah, but I think I honestly think NATO is probably not going to. If somebody's getting picked on, it's kind of like you like you said, you have to do everything you can as a country before and if they don't invest in their defense, then why do we have to go?
By treaty. By treaty.
So do we kind of like own
Well,
them?
did you go to Afghanistan? You didn't go to Afghanistan, did you? Okay, so Afghanistan was NATO. That was all NATO forces. The French Foreign Legion was there. The Brits were there. Who else was there? The Macedonians were
At
there.
the initial invasion?
All of it. It was all run. If you went over to Iraq or Afghanistan, you wore a patch on your arm that said ISAF.
Oh yeah,
International Security and Assistance Forces Afghanistan, right? Which actually stood for I Saw Americans Fight.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I never knew what that
Yeah,
stood for,
so
but I never went.
So it can vary. Remember, Poland just recently invoked Article 4 of the NATO treaty, which basically says, hey, we need to start thinking about go to war with these people because they have violated our airspace with their combat aircraft and flew their drones in here and fired missiles over us to hit Ukraine. Now the Russians are doing this bad guy stuff. Do not be surprised if the French come back in a couple of weeks and say, we found this evidence that says these are absolutely Russians and they are doing, spying and, trying to interfere with.
But everybody spies. We all spy.
But that's why the Copenhagen thing is a
Why is-
problem.
Yeah.
Because think about this. They had to shut down the airport in Copenhagen so that airplanes didn't get, run into these drones and fall out of the fucking sky. Imagine if one of them had. We would call that an act of war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did. We went to war in 2 countries because of stuff like that. So that's why this stuff is important, man. And we gotta keep an eye on it. And you need to know what in the hell's going on so you don't wake up one day and go, why did we go to war with Russia?
I just don't ever foresee us going back to a conventional war without some kind of black flag operation or, something devastating. I just don't foresee it happening. I think it's all going to be cyber warfare. It's all going to be non-boots on ground.
I don't know, bro. That is not what... the drone stuff is fucking scary. Like you and me dealt with IEDs. I can't imagine having to deal with fucking drones.
No, man. Those guys on the front
Yeah,
line.
I don't see like us American troops walk around Russia.
No.
I doubt we would.
It would be drone strikes, missile strikes.
I mean, look at it like a breakup,
Maybe
right?
at the end.
I mean, like when you physically enter somewhere, that's like a point of no return. I think everybody naturally wants to avoid that, but you put fucking, if me and you are like, fuck you, dude, fuck you, and then I'll and then you enter my house.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
I
everything's out the window. There's no more negotiations.
With all the drones and all that technology, I can't imagine the dangers of being on the ground in Russia.
You
wouldn't be fighting other guys. You'd be fighting drones striking you. Over and over and over.
And that's the other part of LISCO, right? Which is what we're trying to do. Which is how do we deal? So do you remember Remember we had IEDs, right? You had radio operated, you had victim operated, you had command det, where they actually had a wire attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
They plug a 9-volt battery into it, or so the drones now. They were radio controlled, but we can jam that. So now they're doing the same thing with command wire. There's pictures and video of helicopters flying over open fields, and there's just thousands of these little thin cables.
Fast forward. Imagine going back to the Iraq-Afghanistan war happens today. Can you imagine the IEDs would probably not even be a thing. It would be drone strikes against you guys.
Oh, I mean,
they wouldn't be. Drone strikes wouldn't be able to penetrate up armored trucks.
No, they would not.
But
they could definitely
on the ground.
The dismounts are
that's what we're talking about. Troops on the ground is almost going to be. It's almost like done.
Yeah.
Like how do you see the videos now with the Ukraine?
So
just murking the Russian.
Hey, can you imagine being in the fucking drone business?
Look at fucking China, dude. They got the shows with like 10 million of them
so
working together. That thing comes and makes a big.
Those
it
companies.
Says, fuck you, and then they all come down.
Dude, those companies that you're talking about that do those big shows.
Yeah.
Those are owned by the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
They are just a they can very quickly change from commercial to military.
You would be sitting
that
at night,
quick.
you'd watch a big sign come across that says, "Hey, you're fucked," and then about 1,000 drones would come just blow you fucking sideways.
You're fucked.
Yeah, like what do you do? How do you stop that?
I mean, shot. So here's what the military's doing. They're trying to go to a 30 millimeter grenade launcher instead of the 40 millimeter grenade launcher. Because you can set it for like variable time, which basically means it's got a tiny little Doppler radar inside of it. So once it gets fired, you fire it in the direction of the drone. Once it gets close, blows up, kills the drone. So I mean, like there's going to be just like IEDs. There's going to be spy versus spy shit.
Like